Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, today the Hungry Gamer is back with another episode of the Monthly Menu, and today we are talking about the top 5 games from October 2024. And before I jump in at all, this is going to be the last monthly menu of the year. For the rest of November and throughout December, I will be spending most of my time replaying the games that are up for my game of the year, and that video will probably be coming out next week with my 5 or 6 nominations for game of the year. And then in January I will come back with the monthly menu that kind of looks at the entire year and what games hit the table the most then. So just an understanding. So this will be a shorter video because I won't be doing any picks for this month because, well, I don't have picks because it's mostly whatever my game of the year candidates are. So jumping right in with last month's picks, and to start out we have the list. And it was very frightening because I couldn't find the list, but I did find the list. That's not true. That's a big fat lie. My wife found the list because I had lost something else that I couldn't find. It was actually my little audio recorder for making videos, and I was just frustrated. And so she was nice enough to try to come help me find that. We didn't find that because it was actually in a bag that got dropped into a different bag and wound up going with me to school, and so it was actually at school. So we were never going to find that. Obviously I did eventually, but while we were looking, she actually found the list. So good news there. And double good news, we actually did get something off the list. We played Monasterium. And this is a game that was on the first iteration of the list that she put back on the list, and we actually got a 4-player game with Original Don and with Peter Vaughn, who came up to visit for a weekend surprise visit, which was just awesome, awesome, awesome. All of us liked that game, and we got a 4-player game in. Oddly enough, for as much as we all liked the game, for a couple of the players, playing at 4, they actually liked it less, and they felt like they were just behind the 8 ball, and they couldn't get the dice that they wanted, and mathematically, I don't think that's how it works. I think it's actually fine, but they had that feeling, that vibe when they were going kind of late in the turn order when we were kind of starting out in the round. So, interestingly enough, did not hit as well at 4-player, so I think actually for me, this game has become one that I think is best at 2 or 3-player, and I also have that solo mode that I made. Fan-made, not officially approved, but it is there. If you have the game, you can check it out, find the fan-made solo and over on BGG. Next one was Encounters Shattered Wastes, and this was a boss battler that I was sent this summer, and I just hadn't gotten enough plays in. And yes, I did get it played. I actually played it many, many times, and we'll be having a review of that coming up soon. This is a kind of 8-bit boss battler where you have different types of characters, different powers, and you have a little bit of tactical movement around the board, a little bit, not really. It's more abstracted, and it's very much kind of a war of attrition. You've got to beat down the bad guy, break their armor, so then you can start doing damage to them. When you do enough damage to them, they'll turn to their final form, and then you go again, and then the heroes kind of also have the ability to kind of shift into like this final form, and a lot of dice chucking and things like that. Next on the list was Rise of the Gnomes, which was a 3-monther on the list, and yes, we did get it played, and no, we did not win. Nope, didn't make it, but did get it played, and as always, just what a great co-op game. Just fantastic. Really, really cool. And I actually also managed to run a game of that at the new local convention, Kubla Khan Fall. I ran a game, and, well, we lost that too, but always fun. Next on the list was Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, and yep, got it played. And I wanted to play with a bunch of people, but I just couldn't find the time to do it and the time to pull it out, so I sat down and played several solo games in a row. Didn't win, but always a good game to play. Next on the list was Sparks. And considering I published a video about it, as you can guess, yes, it did get played, and you can actually check out that video and see what I thought about that, but yes, got it played. Which means I got all 5 games on the picks played this month, which is awesome and rare. Now, moving into the top 5 games of the month, this is one that it feels a little bit false because I didn't play a lot of games this month. it didn't happen. I don't know if it was just because I'm busy at work, a little stressed out, and just don't have the focus or whatever it is. I actually didn't play a lot of games. And so actually the last two on the list, 4 and 5, actually only got one play. I actually had very few games that got played over and over again, so we are kind of defaulting to the games that had the longest playtime. And so, coming in at number 5 was Argent: The Consortium, and this is a game that I adore. It is a hot mess of a game in regards to what's on the table. It sprawls, it is huge, there's constantly changing room abilities, so there's a lot of stopping, what does that do? And there's a constantly changing market, it's like, oh wait, what does that do? And there's all these spells that are breaking the rules and all these things. I adore it. It is such a cool game. And Level 99 recently did a reprint of the Mansions of the University expansion, which I got to play with, and they were kind of sent it to me, and I got to play with it. Not all of the bits, it's a whole bunch of modules in there for me to eventually kind of work through, but just, I love it. I think the expansion stuff that it adds is fantastic, especially when it combines with some of the other expansions. For example, I will never play without the Summer Break expansion that's in there. It's just such a clever, such a unique game. I really, really love playing it. Number 4 on the list is a game that I literally play once a year, and it is part of when my birthday comes around. It's a game that I get people who I don't always play lots of games with. A couple people do, like Streamline Matt's always there, but it's usually people that we get together to play this game once a year, and that is Battlestar Galactica. It's hours and hours to play, but I love it. This is one of those games that I will only play with the right people. That's it. And I truly don't care if I win or lose, which is good because I keep losing, but you play with the right people and it's just so much fun. You have your little accusations flying around the table, but it's just relaxed and it's fun and it's great. And if you know the TV show, it is so very thematic. And yeah, it's a delight. I love playing it. It's a whole day affair, basically, and play it pretty much once a year, and so Battlestar Galactica is number 4. Now we get into the games that actually got multiple plays. Coming at number 3, we have Creature Caravan. And I recently did a review of this. My wife loves this game. It's light, it's quick, it's an engine builder. You're rolling dice, you're placing the dice, you're upgrading your engine, you're moving across this map trying to build this engine that's going to score the most points, and it's a little bit swingy. Sometimes you can't get the cards that you need in this huge deck. Sometimes you can't get the dice to cooperate. I haven't found that a lot, but it is something that's possible. But it's really enjoyable. It is a really enjoyable game if you like dice placement and engine tableau building, and my wife loves it, so that is a bonus. So that comes in at number 3, Creature Caravan. At number 2, we have the aforementioned Sparks. Played this several times to get it covered, and as I just mentioned, this is also a dice rolling, dice placement, engine building game, but it also has a bit of drafting involved as well. And it's a clever game. It's a clever little game. It's got these super cute little robots and super cute little animal assistants that you can get and use, and it's a good, light, simple game. I really do enjoy it. It's very clever. I don't know that it reaches the heights of the Magnificent or Revive for me, but that's a real high bar. And this is a game that I think is very much intended for more of a family audience, a bit simpler. Which brings us to number 1. And number 1 has been on the list a couple of times throughout its time since I've had it, since I received it from Kickstarter, and that is Tesseract. And I love this game. And Original Don and I, we play it decently regularly when we're kind of at the end of the night, and if it's just us, we'll just pull it out and we'll play it, because it's relatively quick for us to play. And it's just delightful. And so I actually played it up with Original Don once, and then I played it once by myself. But the real joy was, for my birthday, Peter Vaughn and Original Don, they got me the metal dice for this thing. Now, let's be clear, the metal dice for this thing are ridiculous. They have no business existing. And just the dice, I think, costs significantly more than the game. But they're just amazing. They're these awesome dice, and so they gave them to me. I set it up, and we played, and we lost. But it's a great great crisis management game. It is definitely one of the better ones out there. I don't know that it gets the love it deserves. I don't know that they're ever going to do an expansion for it. I wish they would, but really, really enjoyable. So there you have it, folks. That is the top 5 games from October 2024. Now just moving into, as always, a thank you to Noble Knight Games for continuing to be a sponsor, meaning they give me some store credit, and I use that to get different games that I work on, I talk about, I cover. And there's also an affiliate link down in the description, meaning if you want to buy a used or new game, I will say that you can find a lot of good stuff that is used. Prices widely vary. It's very much the market rate, but a lot of times you can find stuff you can't find, and they have very good competitive prices for new games. You can click on the link in the description, and if you purchase after going through that link, I get some more credit. It costs you nothing, and it's just a way to kind of help me continue supporting the channel here. But more importantly, thank you to all of the channel members, and you see their names kind of cycling down across the bottom right now. As I say every month, I am not so tacky as to say I could not do this without your support. That's not true. I did it before, I could continue to do it, but thanks to that support, it does help me do a little bit more. It allows me to, as we've seen, occasionally upgrade my equipment. It is going to allow us to have the Beatrice the Board Game Dog Beatrice cam, as when Black Friday comes around, when I get a little brand new tiny 3-ounce GoPro, which we're going to have on her, so for her Game of the Year tournament, we're going to actually have that camera. Ridiculous, but I wouldn't be able, that I really would not be able to get without support of the channel members, so thank you very much for that. It's actually going to allow me to go to PAX U this year. It was kind of a close run thing of did I actually have the disposable income to get the plane ticket, and the channel sponsors, the channel memberships actually is what pushed me over the edge to be able to do that, so I'll be able to cover PAX U. So it makes this channel more interesting, I think, and it allows me to do more, and well, I really appreciate it. So thank you to the channel members. As always, if you're interested in joining, there's varying degrees of what the levels are, as low as 99 cents. And you can just click on the little button down in the description that says join this channel or join, something like that. Just click on that and it'll tell you all about it if you're interested in joining. But there you have it, folks. That is, as I said, the top 5 games of October 2024. I won't be doing another one of these until January, where I recap kind of the entire year. I'd love to know down in the comments what games hit the table the most for you this year. And also, do you think you can guess what the most played games for me are going to be when we come back around to the January update? But there you have it, folks. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, and maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.